Hi friends, in our invoice generation script, we'll move towards how to store the procurement data or whatever we purchase it, how we'll store it. Now here you can see we have a product table here. So this is our master product table. So the product names are unique here and every product has a product ID. But here this price we are using for selling the goods. So we can't use it as we may procure it at a different price. So this price column will not use, but we will take the product name and product ID and generate the combo box. Then once a combo box, we can select the product, which particular product you want to enter into our table. So then the product ID will be taken, and in this product receipts table will store all the data. So these two, product ID and product, from the combo box we will take it. Then another three inputs. One is the price. This is the price at which we have purchased, or the procurement price, and the quantity, how many quantity we have procured, and the date which we have received. So these three inputs and the product and product ID will store it in our product receipt table. This is our procurement window. Using this window, we'll input the or whatever we procured and into our procurement table. So here you can see the drop down, the product I can select, say I have picked up CPU. The product ID is for the CPU. You can verify it here in this product table. So it is there. Then what price we have, say I am just putting some random price. What quantity we have, 8. Now pick up the date. I will leave it as a default date, whatever it is. Now on submit, it will tell me data inserted, ID is 13, that is the record ID, and it will reset everything within after 3 seconds, and now it is ready for next input. Let me just pick up one more. Say I am giving pen drive. So product ID is 5, product is pen drive. Now I'll put the price here. Then how much quantity we have, say I am just saying 7 quantity. Now let me submit this. So next record ID plus, after 3 seconds, now it is again ready. So all this data has gone to our procurement table, and we have used this master table to populate this combo box with the input product data. We'll learn all about this. We'll start from here. This is a blank window, and in this blank window we'll paste the widgets or whatever the components we are using, that we have just pasted it. At the top you can see we have just imported create engine. Then we have created our database connection string or connection object, whatever you call it, and this is what we will be using. Below that, this is a font, and here it is, we are using this is the top, whatever the label we display at the top. Then some more labels, left side the labels are, and the right of it all our entry boxes, our combo box, everything. Here is our combo box. Here we are so far not given any source to it, so it will be a blank only. Then the variable, price variable, we are given a double var and connected to it our entry. Similarly, quantity also, it's a int var because it has to be an integer. So then the text variable, we have connected it to the int var, and below that we have a date entry here. You can see the format is year, month and date, because that is the format what we will be storing to our MySQL database. So this is only the layout part. Let's just see how this layout looks. You can see here it is. Nothing, no functionality, even our combo box also is empty, no data is there, and these are the labels and these are the inputs what you will get. We'll first populate our combo box with the options taken from our database table, product table. So for that, we'll write our query first. Here we'll start query, this equal to, here select, we are taking PID or this product ID, then P name, from which table we are using, from plus to product. All the SQL dumps are all available. In a previous tutorial we have discussed about that also. Still the link is there at the description. You can download the entire source code, SQL dumps, all the things are available. So this query we have finished. Now let's collect the data. So I am saying my data equal to list. Now here my connection, this is our just above the whatever the connection. Now execute query. So this I will get the or the total data is I am getting. Now I have to loop through and get the details. Before that, let me create one dictionary. My DICT. This dictionary will have key as the product ID and the value is our product name. So this dictionary key and value, key value, that will be using in our combo box. So for that I am using it. Let me initialize it first. So this is my dictionary is here. Now what I will do, because I will create two global variables, PID and PName. Now here what I will be, because ID is an integer, I will give the value as 0. Then one blank string I will assign to product name or PName. Now what I will do next is I will loop through my record set, and for row in my data. My data is what I am getting it from MySQL database at here. So this is what I am getting. I am looping through all the one by one record. So that row will hold that. Now in this row, what I am showing is my dictionary. Now just watch what I am doing. I am writing row 0, now 0. Now this is what I am getting is I am getting the key. This is the key value. I am assigning the product ID as key. This is nothing but the product ID equal to. Now this equal to row 1. See, there are two columns are there. One is product ID and next one is product name. So this is the each loop or each row. This product ID is row 0 and product name is row 1. So what we are doing is we are creating and assigning the first one as 00 to the as the key and giving it to the product name. So inside the loop. So that's the one. Now we are ready with our dictionary. So this is we are saying we are dictionary with key as ID as product ID. Okay, then the value part is the product name. Now that's all. Now what happens? Now let's just see. This will connect it to our combo box, which we know that options has to be taken from there. So for that, let's just go to our combo box and there we'll write this particular CB1 will say here. Where is our CB1? This is CB1 text variable boot style. This is combo box. This value attribute will give it. Now what you will say, values equal to what it say is my dict. This is the dictionary what you have created, the values. Fine. And then what you will do, we'll make it a list. We'll create a list and assign it to values. Now here let me give the comma, otherwise I will miss it. So this is the all the values. This will give and create a list out of it and assign it to the value of the combo box. This is our TTK combo box. So what happens now? Let's just see this. I have saved it. Now let's run and see how whether our combo box is populated or not. Now here it is. So all the these options I am getting here are taken from the database table and they are displayed here. Now once I select this, particularly the product, the ID, the key of the dictionary. See, I am selecting the value of the dictionary. I will pick up the key of the dictionary and that I will display it here. One correction here, there is no need to make it so complex. Directly we can take it row. Note that row 0 is the product ID or PID and row 1 is the product. So this also will give us, let's just this is the key. So row 0 means PID is the key and this is the value. So we can create the dictionary using like this. So let's just run it and see whether it is. Yes, here it is. Okay, now we'll take the data to our label. We have the label here. The label is here. Here it is. This is at the row 1 means at the top right of it. So this is the label what will be where we will be displaying our message that which product you have selected, what's the product ID. But before that, let's see the CB1 combo box has a text variable connected to SCL or select. Now this cell is a string variable. So all the string variables will have a trace method. So that trace method will use it. So for that we will say anything we can do cell dot trace. Now whenever this trace method, this will trigger the function whenever it changes. So for that, either it is there are three options are there, either read or change, or when it is destroyed or assigned to null. So for that, w means wherever this value is changing. Now my update, this function you triggered, we are telling this that you run this function whenever the value changes. So this is just to trigger it. So I am saying trigger on change event, because this is connected to Combobox, because this particular string variable, so it will trigger it. But so far we have not written our function, so we'll go to the top and write it above this, all this. Here we'll try to label is here. Okay, here we'll try after the for loop. So here we'll define the function. This is my update. It will read, let's collect all the arguments. So inside this function is called whenever the value of the Combobox is changed. It's a trigger. This function gets triggered. So first what you will do is we'll collect the p product ID and p name wherever it is. It's a global, so we'll not use it locally here. We'll say global PID, product ID and p name. Both we are declaring as global variables. Now if it is anything is written before, so that will remove it. L1 is that label which is the right side top. We have just now what we have discussed. Config. Now we are selling text equal to blank, means remove all if anything is there. Fine. Now what we are doing is, now whatever this string variable data is there, that will compare it with the dictionary and will match it with the value side. So for that, for I comma j in mydict dot items. Now what this will do? This I will hold the keys and j will hold the values. So because it's a dictionary is a key and value pairs, and these keys are our product ID and the values are our name of the product. So we are storing it inside a loop. So on the loop, one by one I and j will just take the different value of key and values. So here j will hold the product value. So what we have selected from the Combobox is the name of a product, so we'll match it with the value of j. So we'll say if j is same as, how we'll know what the user has selected? Because there is a string variable, string var is connected to the text variable cell.get. Now this cell.get holds the value of what the Combobox we have just option we have selected, and if that matches with the j, sorry, not uppercase j, lowercase j, if that matches with the j, then that means that is the one, that key we have to pick up, and that is the one what is the product, means actually it will loop through all the products. So wherever it matches, that is the one. So for that we'll say L1 dot config if this matches. Okay, sorry, before that let me just assign the mark it. So before that let me just say PID and p name. These are the two global variables whatever we have declared equal to, both I am assigning. First PID assigned to I and p name assigned to j. So what happens here is, whenever we select a product ID, product name from the Combobox, and then this loop will, ij will take one key and value one by one key, one value, one key, one value. When the j is matching with the what we have selected at that particular inside, in that case, that what happened, product ID and p name is ij. That key is assigned to PID and that value is, anyway p name is j only, so it is assigned. Now p name is, we got the selected ID and the name. Now what we will do, let's print it there. So text equal to some string we are writing. So product ID colon, here what we are saying is plus one thing, because this key is a number 1 2 3 for product ID, so stri, that's what I am saying. Now plus, now again I will just give a line break here. Next line I am writing product. What is the name of the product? So this again slightly gap plus I am saying J. That means J holds the value name of the product, and so this label I am doing. Now suppose I have 10 elements and the third element while looping it matches. There is no point in further going down and fourth, fifth, sixth, because they are not going to match. So for that we'll come out of the loop. So we'll say break. Once it matches means there is no further for loop need not continue, because this for loop once it matches, suppose I have hundreds of items in that, suppose 10th item has matched. Now there is no point in going for balance 90 items, so break it and come out of the loop. So that is why I am giving. Now let's just save this and run, and we'll see how whether up to this point how it is. Here it is. So I will pick up one product, let's say CPU. See, product ID is 4 and product is CPU. I am changing it now. Keyboard, product ID 2, product is keyboard. We'll close this and now we'll insert the data to our database. So for that our button is here. So here we'll write a command. What will happen when the button is clicked? Command equal to lambda now my insert. What is my insert? This function I have yet to write it. That is the function what we will be using to insert it. Insert the data to our table. So my insert I have to write at the top. I am coming here. Below that here I will write my insert. So def now my insert. Now inside this function, first what I will do, I will declare global P1, P2, all this I will declare it as global. So for that I will say global PID, product ID and P name. These two I am not using it as local, this is declaring it as global variable. Then I will say declare a query. Query equal to, now what it is, insert into plus 2 product receipt. This is our table. We have some columns in this. Here it is. If for your understanding, here is the table. So all the data will be pushing into that except the first one leftmost. There it is a auto increment field. So a product ID will be. You must have seen in the demo we are getting a ID from the database. That is what MySQL database will return us, telling that this is your record ID. So that is the auto increment field. So we are not going to give any detail for the first column or the auto increment column. Rest 5 columns we have to feed the data. So what are those columns? One is PID. Now next one is product. I must match exactly what it is. Price, then QTY is the quantity, then DT is the date. These are the things. So to this I will store that one. So sorry, these are the columns, I will feed it. Now I am just using what I am doing. I will come to the next line, putting a right here. Here I will write it values. Values. What are my values here? Values is equal to now here what I am doing, I am using a placeholders, 5 placeholders. Why I am doing this? I am not directly putting the values here. 1, 2, 3. I have to go 2 more. So now let me just go here. Values. Why I did like this? Insert query product name. Fine. Now this is a single query where I am getting the all the value. But why I have kept as a parameter? Now I will create a one tuple with this data. So I am just declaring one data here. Let's first create our tuple, then we will understand. Now what is the data? I am data equal to is the tuple PID, because this is the variable I am giving. PID is the global I have declared at the top, so that value p name, that is again the global variable p name, price underscore v dot get. What it is? This is the price I have connected to my price input. That's a variable, so it's a double variable. You can see this, I have declared it here, this value price, this is there and it is connected to here. So whatever you enter the price, that will be stored in this variable, that I am using it here. So where I am, price variable, I got it. So 1 2 3 4 5, what, 2 more I have to feed again. Now I got it that. Now quantity, now similarly quantity, here it is dot get, that is a int variable. Similarly for the quantity field, this below we have declared it, that value I am getting. Now what is the date user has selected? For that I am using like this. This way I will get, I will use the, because it's a bootstrap date entry, so I'll get it like this. Now what I will do is, now my tuple is ready. Now the query and tuple both I will pass it separately while sending it to database to store it. Why I am doing like this? Because the reason is mainly for the prevent the injection attack. What is a injection attack? We'll discuss it some other time, because by this I am telling that tooling MySQL database will treat data separately and query separately, because this is a security risk. Because if I'll send it here directly, because this I am taking it from the user can enter, somebody can enter some malicious code, some any code he can enter, and that will be executed at the part of the query. Then it will delete my database, reveal, select password, all those things. That is why it's a better always I'll send the query. So now MySQL knows that this data is separate and the query is not a part of the query. Data is coming separately. Now let me just execute our query. If you want, you can just print here the query and my data. This is for your understanding. You separately and understand what it is. I'll comment this part, not required. Now ID, I am just creating a variable and now executing. My connection, what is my connection? At the top we have declared it here, my connection. So this is the connection to our database. So my connection dot execute, two things it will take it, the query first, then my data. Here I am passing the data, sorry, it's not my data, it's data. Fine, I am passing these two, executing. Now what is ID? Why I am storing? Now I will use this ID. What I will do, l1.config. Now what I am saying is text. What I am configuring, the parameters I can change. The text parameter or the message what I want to give is data inserted ID. It is actually the row ID or record ID equal to plus str. Now here I am saying ID dot last row ID. What is this? This last row ID will tell me when I am storing the data in the database. It will, I told you now, the one column, the auto increment, it is like the next value. Say I have 10 records, now I am storing the 11. This ID is nothing but the number 11 it will hold, and it will give me that. That I will get it by using last row ID method. So I got that. So that is what I am, but it is a number, it's an integer. So for that, what I am doing is I am converting into a string and adding it to that, because here everything has to be is to be a string. You cannot directly add a, because this part is a string, this part is a string, so I cannot add just like that. Now let me, one more option or a parameter of the my label I will change, because once it is inserted successfully, I will change the font color. So I will say boot style, because this is a TTK bootstrap, so boot style equal to success. Fine, so that's called. But what happens? This message will remain as it is. But I want that, okay, my I get the message, then next record I have to read it. So that message should not be there. That will create confusion. So after 300 seconds, I want to delete it. Delete the message. L1 after 3000 I am writing, because this is the millisecond. Lambda, what I will do is my reset. But where is my reset? I have not so far not written this one. This function I am going to write it here. This is where I will reset everything. Def my reset. Now for the timing, for my testing purpose, I am keeping pass. But we will write the code here. But note that this reset function will be triggered after 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. Now till this point, let's run and see how far we have. Okay, now this point. Now let me pick up. We have already sent pen drive, product ID. Now what's the price? Okay, some figure I am giving. Now how much quantity? Now 8. Date, let it be default date. Submit. Some error, I got it. Let me close this. Come here. Here is the mistake. I missed a comma here. So it is not matching both these two. So there are 5 placeholders and I have 5 variables here. This should match actually. Here and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just try once more. So here it is. Let me pick up power unit, product ID 7, power unit. Now let me 45.23 some value I have given. Now quantity is say 4. Now date I can change it. I am not okay. Let me change it to 9 and submit. Yeah, now data is inserted 15, but it remains because now it is not ready for the next data input. But this ID has come means it's a confirmation that whatever I have posted, the data has gone and the row is number is 15. We'll start working inside our reset this function. So here first the combo box will make it will reset means remove the current selection. So 0 till end. So where combo box is resetted. Now let's go for the price. Whatever the user has entered, price underscore v. This is the variable we use to enter the price. That will set it to 0. So now then next will be say quantity. Whatever the quantity underscore v dot set. Now we'll set it to 1. Because the quantity is there. Now then the last part is the label whatever is displaced, that will remove it and put it back to original. So config, we are configuring that one. Text, we are saying text equal to, we'll say ready. Now here again, now once it is ready, let's go back our boot style. So we'll go originally whatever was that yellow background, that label, that will use it. So for that inverse warning we'll use. So boot style equal to inverse warning. So that's all. Now this reset will be called after some 3-second delay. Let's just see how this reset is working. So here I am. Now I'll pick up a product ID 3. So some value I am giving. Now the quantity, let's say 8. Now date, let me select yesterday. Now I will submit it. Now record inserted. We'll wait for 3 seconds. Yeah, now it is resetted. Now let me just put one more and let's go for some price here, some quantity again. So now let me click it. So you can see that again after 3 seconds this resets. That's all. So we'll like that we will further continue and add more features to our this invoice generation script. So this is how the procurement area works, and the date is there, so we can generate reports also based on these dates. How many we have, what we have procured on this date, last week how much we have procured. All those analysis we can do because of the date columns and all are available. That's all. And if you have any idea, suggestion or comments, anything, you please put it in the comment section. Accordingly we'll also work on it. And I'll request you, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you'll be notified as and when we add new tutorials. We frequently do that also. Please share this with your friends, and thank you for watching.